Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So there's a big headline that's floating around right now, and a lot of liberals are just shocked that the White House is not recognizing June as LGBT Pride Month. Because this was a regular thing with Obama. I mean, if you remember, he lit the White House out in rainbow colors for the same-sex marriage decision, was really all gung-ho with that. But there's a big article in Newsweek that's titled, Trump's White House Won't Acknowledge June as LGBT Pride Month, even as everyone else does. This is from Claire Schaffer with Newsweek. After years of precedent set by Barack Obama, President Donald Trump is breaking from tradition by failing to recognize June as LGBT Pride Month. On the final day of May, the president issued 5 separate proclamations choosing June to honor Caribbean American heritage, African American music, home ownership, the outdoors, and the ocean. Reporters and comedians alike noted the irony of the last two. What were the last two? Home ownership and the outdoors and the ocean, in light of Trump pulling the U.S. out of the Paris Agreement last week. Okay. An acknowledgement of June as a historic month for LGBT people was nowhere to be found. Yes, thank you. Thank you, President Trump. LGBT advocates and former White House staffers took to Twitter to criticize the lack of recognition. A former member of Obama's communication staff said that Trump couldn't be bothered to recognize LGBT Pride Month, and expressed that, given his record, maybe it's for the best. So, yeah, it says the celebration of LGBT Pride commemorates the Stonewall riots. Oh, yeah, because riots are great. That's a wonderful message to send to America, which occurred near the end of June 1969 in New York City and are often considered the beginning of the modern LGBT rights movement. Go figure. LGBT Pride originates from a riot that took place in New York City. So, that's why they're so aggressive when it comes to people like Kim Davis. As gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender rights have gained visibility and progress in recent years, LGBT Pride Month has begun to receive recognition at the federal level. President Bill Clinton was first to officially declare June as Gay and Lesbian Pride Month, issuing a proclamation on June 2nd, 2000. After President George W. Bush failed to recognize LGBT Pride during his terms, the Obama White House issued an annual proclamation for Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Pride Month beginning in 2011. That's according to White House archives. So that's interesting. So Bill Clinton is the one that started all this garbage. But he was also the one that signed DOMA, right? So, wait, when was DOMA put into effect? The Defense of Marriage Act. I'm going to look that up real quick, so excuse me. I'm just curious, and you might be too. DOMA was signed into effect on September 21st, 1996. So Bill Clinton signed that proclamation on June 2nd, 2000. So that was like his way of trying to, I guess, get back in good graces with the LGBT community after DOMA. I don't know. That's just something that I was looking at. But unless he was, going ho for this overall, and he was just, past the Defense of Marriage Act because he thought that would be, I don't know, wise decision. I don't know. He was a perverted president. So, I mean, there are multiple possibilities there for why he signed that back into effect. But looking at how the Clintons look at things, where they just evolve to try to, get the most votes, it's like he was trying to repair his reputation with the LGBT community out there and open the way for Hillary to come in. So I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't know that he's the one that declared that. Now, we have here that Ivanka Trump apparently did tweet out in support of Pride 2017 in the LGBT community, which, of course, we all know that she's one of the more liberal Trump children. Says, this is what Ivanka said, logging back after Shavuot, I think, wishing everyone a joyful Pride 2017, the month where we celebrate and honor the LGBTQ community. The tweet received backlash from members of the community. Lucas Grindley, editor-in-chief of LGBT publication The Advocate, wrote an op-ed recognizing that LGBT Pride Month in a tweet doesn't make her or anyone in the Trump administration an ally. He noted that Ivanka's silence, as reports came in twice, that her father planned to sign a religious freedom executive order would implicitly allow discrimination against LGBT people on the basis of religion. Well, we have freedom of religion in this country, so, get over it. Don't call yourself a supporter if you haven't told a room full of reporters that a religious freedom order is basically awful, legalizing discrimination or what have you. So it's so absolutely dumb. So if we would, go into a gay bakery and request them to bake a cake with 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 9 and 10 on them, they shouldn't have the right to do that? You think that if we would pursue that, and if they would say no, and we would pursue that, do you think that we would have any legal grounds to win the case? We shouldn't, because I don't think that people should be forced to make things in their business, in their own business, that violates their personal held beliefs like that. The same as I don't think that a Christian baker should be forced to bake a same-sex wedding cake. I just think it's wrong. And I don't think that you should be telling people what they can and cannot do with their businesses pertaining to things of that nature, especially something that is, unproven to be innate and will never be proven to be innate, because it's something that I think develops psychologically based upon their experiences in life. I've said before on this program that many of the people that I have talked to that have happened to be homosexual were bullied at younger ages. And in their younger ages, they were called gay. They were accused of looking like the opposite sex or having attributes of the opposite sex, even before they ever started having gay impulses, before they ever started identifying as that, before they ever started recognizing themselves as that. They were called gay. They were accused of being homosexual. So what I've often said is what is actually taking place there is that based upon other people's presumptions of what they are, or how other people perceive them as being and accuse them of being, it eventually causes them to question their own sexuality, which then causes them to go into this stage to where they're just completely entrapped by it, basically. And that's why I've said the only way that you can be set free from that is by giving your life over to God. I mean, that's the only way that you can get beyond that, because it's an environmental factor, I think, that oftentimes originates from other people's perception of them. Because I've talked to people who are members of the LGBT community at my school, people that I've known, some people that I've grown up with, and that's exactly what they realized when I brought to them that possibility. And they, well, yeah, that is true. I was accused of that before I ever started identifying as it. So I just think that that's something that's intriguing. So if you have like a feminine guy out there, these other people notice feminine attributes that exist in that male, so they begin to accuse him of being homosexual. And even if the guy's, as straight as you can possibly be, but happens to be feminine, because other people perceive him as being gay and accuse him of being gay, it eventually causes that thought to manifest itself in his own mind. So I think it's psychological to a certain degree. However, there are a lot of precursors there, a lot of situations that can occur at home. Misandry, misogyny can also be linked to that. So I don't think that this is something that we should be, of course, going after, Christian bakers because they refuse to bake a same-sex wedding cake, when it's really people that are members of this community are nothing more than people that are becoming compliant with other people's perception of them. So they're basically embracing the accusation that was used against them in the years that they were bullied. So I don't think that, no wonder they're depressed, no wonder they're upset, they're conforming to other people's perception. And it's a perception that was made out of being bullied in many of these circumstances. So, no, I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it should be accepted. I think it should be discouraged because it's not who people truly are. It's what other people have perceived them as being, and it's caused them to become sexually perverted. But anyway, that's what we have going on here. To make a long story short, Trump so far, and hopefully will continue to not accept June as being the official Gay Pride Month. So that's something that is that we're looking at here. Another thing, though, this is one thing that is also in a story that's up on the Washington Times. Armed forces are planning to celebrate LGBT Pride Month. President Trump has not yet issued a proclamation for LGBT Pride Month, but the U.S. Armed Forces are planning celebrations worldwide and will continue the tradition of holding a special event at the Pentagon courtyard on June 12th because, we all know the Armed Forces has become sexualized. Speakers typically include gay, lesbian, and transgender personnel who tell their personal stories and reflect on President Obama's decision to open the ranks to open the ranks to them 6 years ago. Some in the Pentagon wondered if a conservative Republican administration and Defense Secretary James Mattis, a former Marine four-star general, would continue the Pentagon's practice of encouraging events at bases and installations. The Marine Corps was alone in opposing Mr. Obama's decision to lift the ban. But the Defense Department confirmed in a June 2nd statement that it is observing June as the official LGBT Pride Month to recognize the DoD's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender service members and civilians. So there you have it. So guys, I tell you, while the official month is not being recognized, military is being recognized. I think that the only way that we'll ever see that change is if Mike Pence would become president. But, we're transitioning from the Obama years. So just not recognizing June as being the official Gay Pride Month is a slow transition from what we had. And I think that maybe transitioning back to normal is probably one of the best options for us because it kind of is this evolutionary process, sort of how they were able to gain control of all of these various forms of government and also of the society. They went through an evolutionary process. So maybe we should go through an evolutionary process too in order to regain the country and return back to normality. And I've always said that, if we can get Trump to fix our economy, we can elect Mike Pence to fix our society. And I think, of course, God is the only one that can repair our society, but we need to have a president that fully submits themselves to God and allows the societal standards to transform. Because what does it say? It says, "If my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. I will forgive their sin and I will heal their land." We need a president that believes in God, that serves God, and that embraces biblical standards of morality. And we're beginning that evolutionary process back to normality now. But I think that full completion won't take place until we get Mike Pence in there. But, I think Mike Pence has a good chance of winning. I think that people like Mike Pence, or favor Mike Pence, like they do Trump. So I think it's very promising to see that take place and see Pence get in there. And I think that, Trump has a good chance of winning re-election in 2020. So we'll see what takes place, but that's all that I basically have pertaining to the month of June and this whole gay stuff. But it's nice to see that things are beginning to slowly go back to normal, and eventually if we can get another Supreme Court justice off of there, we can reinstate the 10th Amendment and leave the issue of marriage up to the states. So that's what we have going on there. So it is a winnable war, as my good friend Brian Fisher says on AFR. It's looking promising, but we'll see what happens from here.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Are
you looking for tickets to the hottest concerts, big game, or theater show? Look no further than StarFanTickets.com. We have amazing tickets to almost everything. No event is ever sold out. Why wait? It's easy to get the tickets you want at the prices you'll love. Simply search for the event. Then click the Find Tickets button. That's StarFanTickets.com. Join the StarFan crew mailing list and stay up to date on all the hottest events in your area. That's StarFanTickets.com. We have your tickets. Hashtag, you going?
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. I had one other thing that I was going to bring up in the last segment, but apparently hundreds of people twerked their way from the White House to Trump Hotel to protest against President Trump's stance on LGBT issues, transgender rights, and the environment. Well, wouldn't LGBT issues also include transgender rights, roughly? That was a roughly report, by the way. But yeah, there were a few hundred people, I guess, that twerked all the way from the White House to Trump Tower or Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C., and you've got this really flamboyant gay man on there that's doing things that would probably make all of you vomit. Luckily, I did not eat before I watched this report, so yeah, that's enough of that. So yeah, they're still out there. They're not gaining any type of momentum anymore, but they're still there. Whatever. By the way, have a thing here. This is from WSAZ News Channel 3 out of Huntington. I think it's Huntington. Yeah, Huntington, West Virginia. But there's a Huntington church that has become a sanctuary city for undocumented immigrants in West Virginia. This is my state. The first congregational, or congregation, excuse me. It's the first congregation, United Church of Christ, which is claiming to be the oldest church in the city, and they have declared themselves a sanctuary church. We have a long history of welcoming all, whether you're a refugee, an immigrant, whatever the case may be, and we have no intentions of stopping that. Peace and social justice leader Justin Murdoch said that Jesus spent the early years as a refugee, and we just believe that it's the right thing to do. That it's the right thing to do. Here's the thing, guys. They are harboring potential terrorists. They are harboring people that are violating our laws. We live in a different age now, okay? We live in a different time period. And the fact of the matter is that this stuff is absolutely insane. We've got to worry about our people first. Do we want to become the next London? London has a Muslim mayor, by the way, in case you didn't know that. But look at what just took place over there. Look at what is taking place in Europe. Do we want to become Europe? Because what we are witnessing over there can easily become our type of society if we allow this kind of garbage to continue. We faithfully believe, and all are welcome at the Lord's table. Minister Shanta Dixon said that is part of being a sanctuary church. We've seen a lot of cases of deportation all around Huntington, Murdoch said. We haven't seen any riot in Huntington yet, but we know that it's only a matter of time. Murdoch says that undocumented immigrants will be welcome at the church with open arms. We're not here to have somebody living in our church long term. Oh, okay. But we're here to help them find support, the support that they need. Okay, well, why don't you take them home then? Why don't you take them home with you? Because if the church is not prepared to have somebody there long term, then why don't you open your house up and keep them in long term? Jesus was a refugee, but they forced him to be in a manger. So why don't you take him, these refugees, and put them in your house? Oh, no, that'd be an inconvenience to you. Just like it was an inconvenience for the hotelier in Jesus. I tell you, it's so absolutely ridiculous. But that's what we're dealing with here. So that's in West Virginia, our state, my home state. We have a sanctuary church in Huntington. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. Okay, so that's what we have going on there. Another article that we have here is from Megyn Kelly. her ratings are doing absolutely awful. For those of you that are not aware, you probably don't care to be aware, but Megyn Kelly was on, I guess, NBC. She has her own show on there now. She has a news magazine program. And according to Breitbart News, her ratings received less than the rerun of 60 Minutes in total viewers. This is from Breitbart by Daniel Nussbaum. Nussbaum. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Megyn Kelly's new NBC magazine program premiered to modest ratings on Sunday night as it came in third place in total viewership. It's prime time behind Game 2 of the NBA Finals and rerun of CBS 60 Minutes, though it did not top long-running CBS News show in the key demographic. According to Variety, Sunday Night with Megyn Kelly, apparently that's her show, Sunday Night with Megyn Kelly, drew 6.1 million viewers in its 7 p.m. time slot, behind 60 Minutes, 6.6 million viewers. Both news programs lost handily to ABC's broadcast of the NBA Finals Game 2 matchup between Cleveland and Golden State Warriors, which drew an average of around 15.5 million viewers. The Warriors' victory over Cleveland also unsurprisingly led to the advertiser-coveted 1849 demographic, drawing the 5.7 rating. Kelly's show came in second with 0.08, while CBS's rerun of 60 Minutes drew a 6.0 rating. So blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. She lost. So that's what she has going for now. I guess she's on NBC. So I think I also saw something where she was also interviewing Putin or something like that. So that's something that she had going on there. Oh yeah, there's another article that I wanted to read here for you, and this is an incident that is coming out of Maryland, Hagerstown, Maryland. But this is the headline. It's on Breitbart News. Pregnant teen celebrates private graduation after her Christian school barred her from the official ceremony. So because she was pregnant, this Christian school over in Maryland would not allow her to walk. Maddie Runkles, an 18-year-old honors student whose Christian school barred her from walking with her graduation class after she became pregnant, celebrated her graduation in a private ceremony attended by more than 100 family, friends, and supporters. Runkles, who attended Heritage Academy, a Christian school in Hagerstown, Maryland, was barred from the official graduation ceremony because the school board is holding her accountable for her immorality. And that's according to David Hobbs, the school's principal. So she is being held accountable for her immorality. Maddie is being disciplined not because she's pregnant, but because she was immoral. Hobbs said in a statement posted on the school's website explaining that students at the school sign a scripturally based pledge that they will protect their bodies by abstaining from sexual morality, from the use of alcohol, tobacco, and illegal drugs. Here's the thing that I have to question. Are there other students that are engaged in that type of behavior at their school? Probably, yes. Probably, yes. In an interview with Breitbart News, Runkles said that while other students at Heritage Academy have broken some of the other rules of the pledge, they have never suffered a punishment as severe as mine, quote unquote. Now, here's one of the things that I have to say. Hobbs said that she initially decided that she would tell the entire school that she had broken the rule about premarital sex. She was also stripped of her leadership positions and informed that she would not be permitted to complete her senior year at school, but would finish her classes at home. Now, I've got to stop right here for a second. I want to talk about this a little bit more when we get back.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China...
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, so welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. So, we're talking about this incident out of Hagerstown, Maryland, where this girl was pregnant, and her school has prevented her from walking at graduation. And what the school basically did, it's a Christian school, what the school did was that because she was engaged in sexual morality, they decided that they're not going to let her walk for graduation. And apparently from what I'm reading in this report here from Breitbart, this girl confessed this to her entire school. Listen to this. It says that Hobbs, she said, initially decided that he would tell the entire school that she had broken the rule about premarital sex. She was also stripped of her leadership positions and informed that she would not be permitted to complete her year at school, but would finish her classes at home. Runkles said that she decided, however, that she wanted to publicly confess to the school herself about her pregnancy. And she made her confession with her father by her side. Now, this is what she said. I decided I wanted to confess what I did and ask for forgiveness from my school, she continued. But the other kids who had broken the rules, even though when they were caught, they lied about what they had done, it just seems unfair. I tried to make it right, but was shot down. So interesting. So she asked for forgiveness from her school. And I also assume that she asked forgiveness from God. Now, here's the thing that I want to express to you guys. What does 1 John 1:9 say? It says, if we confess our sins, God is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Now, one of the problems that I personally have with a lot of Christians out there in dealing with situations like this is, yes, of course, premarital sex is wrong. I mean, I've advocated for abstinence for I don't know how long, my whole life, okay? I'm a big supporter of that. Why? Because the Bible says very clearly throughout the scriptures that fornication is wrong, that it'll send you to hell, that it leads to death like any other sin. It leads to destruction. Now, this girl made a mistake, yes, made a massive mistake. But the thing is that she got pregnant. She now has a child. Are we seriously going to, and I don't care what the principle says, if it's punishment for her being pregnant or not, he's saying it's not, but are we seriously going to punish a teenage girl that made the decision to keep her child? Because you all know that I'm very pro-life. Overwhelmingly pro-life. One of the things that I think is disgusting that some Christians do, especially your haughty religious type, is that rather than helping girls like this, they degrade them. They get pregnant? Okay, well, shouldn't it be your role as a Christian to reach out to them, to get them to see the error of their ways, and to assist them in their fall? Because right now she is at a moment in her life where she needs direction, and she needs to get back on the path that God has for her. Shouldn't it be your role as a Christian to reach out to her rather than to condemn her like this? Because I think it's absolutely absurd what is taking place here. And this is somebody who is strictly in opposition to fornication. It's dead wrong. But the thing is that, and this is what I'm trying to get you guys to realize, is that by degrading her like this, you're basically telling her, you know what, you should have just kept to yourself and aborted the kid. Because if you had you aborted this child, then you would have never gotten caught. They would have never known about it. If you expect teenage girls to keep their children when they make a mistake, then don't make them feel like garbage when they make the decision to keep it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, are we in support of life here or aren't we? Yes, she made a mistake. I mean, she went in front of her entire class and confessed her sin, which personally I think that is a tad bit overdramatic. I believe you confess it to God. Jesus is the mediator, not the class. But that's what I mean. There's just some weird stuff out there, and stories like this get published, and of course that causes a further negative portrayal of the church. But I think it's just I think that's ridiculous. I think that the church should be reaching out to her, and that if these people were any kind of Christians, that they would be reaching out to her. But from what it appears to be, there was quite a bit of support from her peers. It says that parents and about 25 classmates and other parents appealed to Hobbs, asking that she be permitted to remain in the school and graduate with her classmates. Ultimately, after several days of suspension, she was told that she could return to school to complete her classes, but they would still prohibit her from graduating with her class. So, yeah. But anyway, I mean, she made the right, and that's what I want to, definitely make clear. She made the right decision keeping her child. Yes, she made a mistake. I guarantee that there are probably other kids enrolled in that school system that were engaged in sexual morality. I'm sure of that. What about the boy that she did it with? Does he attend the school? Is he being punished? Is he being held accountable? That's something that's interesting. But coming out of public school, I mean, it's yeah. I'm sure that there were other kids that were engaged in sexual morality, and they weren't held accountable. But because she was pregnant and she decided to come forth with her sin, the school is now holding her accountable and making her feel like garbage. Potentially, I'm sure the thought would not be too far away from her mind. Maybe I should have just done away with the kid altogether. Then I wouldn't have had to put up with any of this. And that's the type of mentality that we should be discouraging pregnant teenage girls from having, rather than influencing. And that's what I think this school's doing. They're influencing a pro-choice type of mentality, to where it's more convenient to just do away with the kids so I don't have to put up with this. The sin is fornication. Yes, she is pregnant. And I don't think that, she should be looked down upon because she made the decision to keep her kid. Whatever. I mean, that's just where I'm at. Because, you have so many people out there that go out, they get pregnant, and then rather than dealing with the repercussions of their mistake, they decide to just abort the kid. They decide to abort the child. This girl is a year younger than me, 18 years old. So, guys, that's what I'm saying. It's, I just don't think that that's right. I think that they mishandled that. I don't think that was properly taken care of. I don't think that they should be influencing a pro-choice type of mentality to manifest itself in young girls' minds. Because here's another thing that's going to take place. What would happen if another girl at that school got pregnant? And they look at how she was treated. They look at what the school did to her. At this girl, this Maddie. What's another girl going to do? Well, I don't want to go through what Maddie went through, so I'm just going to abort my child. That's what I'm saying can take place. But the people that are in control of this educational facility don't put a lot of thought into that. But whatever. He did not do the body of Christ a favor by doing that. Because he is, rather than forgiving her of her sin, as Christ has done, he's still holding her accountable to it. She asked for forgiveness. She confessed her sin. If Christ isn't going to hold her accountable, why should he?
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. So, Donald Trump's sons have dismissed the Russia investigation as being nothing more than a witch hunt, but they are expected to watch the Comey testimony. This is from ABC News. As the country readies for the fired FBI director James Comey's blockbuster testimony on Capitol Hill that will take place on Thursday, President Trump's two adult sons say that despite their doubts about the ongoing investigations into possible collusion between Trump's campaign and Russia, they also plan to tune in. In an exclusive interview with ABC News chief national correspondent Tom Lamas, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Eric and Donald Trump Jr. agreed with their father's labeling of the Russia probe as being a witch hunt. It is the greatest hoax of all time, Eric Trump said Monday in Trump Tower. I was there throughout the campaign. We had no dealings with Russia. We have no projects in Russia. We have nothing to do with Russia. Despite mounting political pressure from both sides of the aisle, both argue the investigations are merely a byproduct of fake stories and leaks from holdovers looking to tank the Trump administration. I definitely see a political establishment working to make it difficult for him to succeed, Donald Trump Jr. said. But I don't know about the details of Comey and what he's going to do there. So that's what's taking place. Guys, I got to tell you how this all really started. I was covering Donald Trump's campaign event on our Roku channel, Cowger Network, back in September of 2015. And I was covering one of his live rallies that was taking place. And one of the remarks that he made was that maybe Russia can find Hillary Clinton's deleted emails. And Trump said that as a joke. Just as a joke. And the liberal media ran with that, making it out like Trump was being completely serious. And that's where all this started. From a joke that Trump made. And no one's mentioned that. No one's really talked about that. But that's what's taken place. Because Trump made a joke that the liberals didn't like. They took it and ran with it. And they built an entire conspiracy theory upon it. And I'm going to actually have to get the audio bit of that one of these days. I have it somewhere. But I'm going to make that into a video exposing what's actually taking place here. Because that's exactly what's happening. Because Trump made a joke that the liberal left didn't like, they built this entire conspiracy theory that Trump has been working closely with Russia to somehow hijack the country or something. I don't know. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And, you know, this is what the Democratic Party is gearing up for 2020 with. But I think they're going to find that it's really just a worthless argument and no one really cares. I mean, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. We'll see what takes place. But I think that Americans see right past this, and they think that all this Russia stuff is just absolute garbage, and they don't care. They don't care because it's ridiculous. It's not true. It's just a big, massive conspiracy theory, and nothing more. And by the way, talking about establishment, might intrigue you to know that former Vice President Joe Biden is going to headline a Mitt Romney summit in Park City. This is from the Associated Press. Just days after launching a new political action committee, former Democratic Vice President Joe Biden will join Republican officials and donors at a weekend hosted by former GOP presidential nominee Mitt Romney. See, these people are all, in it together. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerprogram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.